Welcome to the Whole Gina Show, Unapologetically Me. Who is we? Me. I as in we. I'm very excited. We went through my first 3 episodes where I just talked about myself into a camera, and now I have an amazing special guest today, so I'm very excited. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. But we also have our first sponsor. Yes. So we're going to thank My Body Rocker. And you can get 20% off using code WGS20. And now to introduce Charisse Mills, celebrity, entrepreneur, actress, songwriter, crypto genius, we'll call her, fashionista. I mean, the girl's got a list. The girl's got a list.
Hey, girl, what's up?
I'm so excited to have you here. So I kind of got pretty deep in my podcast, and I personally want to tell you this right now. Like, you're somebody that I look up to, I admire. I talked about how kind of just started like living my adult life in like business kind of, and like really didn't even know what I was like doing or anything. So it's really cool to like have somebody like you who's so knowledgeable, talented, and like just like a good person and a good like spirit in my life. So I just want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome, babe. Don't make me cry on the show now. I just got here.
I cried. I already cried on my first episode. But leading to that, whoa, girl, whip your hair back quick. So I want to hear about where you started, where you came from. I mean, I know, but everyone else doesn't.
Girl, I came from the you know this. Come on. You know, it is the Whole Gina Show, right? We can go there. We can go there. Okay, we'll go there.
It was shaven too.
And what?
Oh my God, her mom is beautiful. Literally, they're like twins.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She would love to hear that.
Yes. Okay, but like your origins, you know, how you came about.
Yeah, well, I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, so you know.
That's where she gets all that booty from.
Girl, you already know it. Too much booty. I can't even stand up. It won't fit in the camera. But yeah, I was raised in New York also as a kid. So I got that New York hustle mentality. You know, you're talking about all the things that I've done, all my accolades and whatnot. And I do have to thank the hustle I learned from my city, New York City. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And I went to music school out there. I opened up my first business while I was in college, not by choice because I had to. You know, my mom being a single parent with 3 kids, it's like I didn't want to put the stress on her for wanting to be in this Ivy League school that costs like $40,000 a year. So I was like, okay, I got to do something because she can't do it. So at the time, I worked 3 jobs while I was in college. And one of those jobs was promo modeling. And I worked for Anheuser-Busch as one of their main head saleswomen that did promo work.
The main.
Yeah, the main. To the point where one of the companies always was requesting me. And I was in college, so I was like, damn, I can't be everywhere at one time. So I was like, you know what? How can I make this work to where I can maybe train girls to do exactly what I do? So I went from having 5 of my really good friends step in for me to where I actually made a whole agency. So from 5 girls, I ended up managing over 83 models.
Wow.
And my first main business was running Mills Modeling and Entertainment. And I always incorporated entertainment because I'm in the music world. So no matter what I did, I tried to, never get away from my passion.
Yeah.
So I didn't want the money to get in the way of what I truly wanted to do. So my company was always derived around, okay, we're going to do modeling and promoing and all that stuff, plus the music. So from 5 girls, managed 83 models. I was bringing in almost $500,000 a year in college, girl.
What?
In college.
What? Did you hear that? Like, I don't think you guys know, like, the boss that is at the table in college. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so crazy to me. So, like, I feel like we're just a product of our environment. And because of the environment that I grew up in, I never even would have thought to even like do anything like that, you know? Like, it's so important to have good people around you and people to motivate you. I was a cocktail server for like ever, and that's what like I thought. And I'm not knocking cocktail servers. I'm knocking the fact that I only seen myself as that.
Right. You didn't dream to do more or be more for yourself.
Exactly. That's what like I thought, you know? And I'm thankful for the career, but it's not like a career.
Right.
And it's just really cool that you did that. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So yeah, so that got me through college. And then of course, while I was towards the end of my college term, I met someone, and you know what men do? Men just want to control you and have you there on their beck and call. So he was like, you don't got to do this no more. I'll take care of you. I'll do this, that. Made me slow down with the agency, kind of handed off to one of the girls. I said, hey, you can run this now. I'm moving on to my next phase in my life where I'm going to just focus on performing and touring and, hopefully make babies soon. Who knows, right? Come to find out, this mofo gave me fake divorce papers. Had a whole other family. Yes, a whole other house, everything. Okay. I was young, dumb, and naive. I met him when I was 21. So, I was young. I didn't even drink. Nothing. Mind you, I worked for Anheuser-Busch.
Not that I don't mind the nip slip.
Listen, can it show on camera? Yeah. So
I mean, probably not. That link in bio.
I had to take it out after. Just Google me.
Okay. Well, I have one. Mine's still there.
I just just nonchalantly sometimes on my stories be like, oh, if you have an OnlyFans account, just look my name up. Why don't you?
Why don't you?
Just why don't you?
Why don't you?
You see the other side of things. But back to that. So I met someone, didn't work out. Long story short, from that moment, I said, I'm never, ever putting love before my career. So I was so career driven from that experience that I didn't look for love. I didn't really date for that reason. If I were dating, it was just for the moment, not to start a family or not to have a full-term relationship, because I didn't want it to take away from my career.
That's kind of how I feel like the situation. Can't hear me now.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel like the situation that I'm in now is that I want to date for the moment, but like, I just feel like you kind of like can't be like, hey, I just want to date you for right now, but like, I don't want anything with you.
No,
and
girl, no. We live in 2021.
I'm telling you.
You just got to be straightforward.
I've done it. I've literally said, I'm never going to wife you up.
Who said love is not going to be involved? Love is still going to be involved. Don't get it wrong. You can love a sugar daddy. You can love good shit.
I don't even want to love a boyfriend.
You can love a babe. You can love a pool man. It's cool because you can't expect us as humans not to love. But you just got to mentally prepare yourself and be like, okay, this is where I'm putting you in my life. This is the placement. And this is where my priorities are. Okay. Love comes maybe third because there's business, family, then love.
Right.
When you're ready to say, okay, I want to put love and family first, like on the top things before your career, then I can understand. Right. But you just got to be in that place in your life to want that. Now fast forward.
And I'm like,
fast forward, jobs and careers pass by. I'm actually in that place right now where I'm like, I'm ready to actually fall in love and settle down and have kids. But there's only fuckboys now. I swear,
yes.
Girl,
Very
social
hard.
Media has made it so difficult I wish I did it back then.
Yeah,
I
right.
really wish I did it back then before Instagram existed, before all these other Tinders and swipes and this, that
Everything, especially
existed.
living in Vegas, you just got coochie flying in and out of the city
Listen, and
every
for free
minute.
sometimes, girl, for free. Guys don't even
Like,
work for it no more.
they
They
don't
don't
have
court
to.
you. They don't bring the flowers and the chocolate in the little boxes anymore to dinners. Like what?
Yeah, what's
No,
going on?
what's gonna make me really want to give myself to you before marriage even? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because I come from the time where my mom was like,
I think it's kind of
don't
like
do that before
how,
marriage, but obviously we live, we're fast, we're
right?
young and fast, so who follows that?
Hell yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's how, like, people are raising their children. I mean, like, you got to
Hmm.
raise your sons to do a certain way, and you also have to raise your son to see that woman as well.
No,
But
I disagree. I'm going to tell you
you should
why.
really
I'm going to tell you why.
tell me. I want to know.
Parents are not raising children. It's the schools and it's the internet.
Whose fault's that? The parents.
It's not, because the
I don't know.
parents see the kids lesser time than the schools and the internet does. So even though the parent can instill good values, good values and morals, it doesn't matter. It's what they're seeing on a daily basis. It's repetition, consistency, all of that in their
I
face. They're
disagree.
looking forward to the Aries and the money bag yos and
Yeah.
the money is fast and the this or that, or you gotta have be hard and gangster to get get the girls, or you gotta not do any of that and talk to them, belittle them, opposed to treating a woman with love, respect, opening the doors. Those things
Yeah,
are long
it is.
gone.
It definitely is a
Your
whole.
mom can
The
say,
culture
hey, do
is, yeah,
this,
be the
but
to a woman.
if they see in
That's what I'm
their
saying.
friends
Like,
doing
I
that.
want, like, the world to change and just be like kinder and better. Like, why is that cool? That's
Mm,
so sad to me. Like, it's kind of,
yeah.
and I mean, you walk around and everyone's like, humanity's gone. Like, because it pretty much is. And I
Yeah.
just like want to bring it back to where it's like, that's not cool. Like, whoever said that was cool.
Mm.
And then there's somebody not saying like that's not cool to do. Like, they need to have people that are more vocal. Like, nobody will say how they feel, and it's
Oh
shitty.
no, they do, but it doesn't get a light shined on it. What gets shined on is
Right.
the negatives,
Is I
or
did this, I smashed this, da, da, da,
mm-hmm,
da, da, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this bitch texting me now. Da, da, da,
Well,
like,
that's
I
why,
don't know.
even let's go to my music, right? Most of
Yeah.
my music is positive, motivational. My image used to be real wholesome. I had a lot of younger fans, now the younger fans are going towards the TikTokers and whatnot, to where once the pandemic hit, I was like, man, okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to continue to make money, because I'm a hustler, as you know.
As I know.
And I decided to change my image to be a little more sexy, because shit, that's what everybody wanted anyways, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, but I didn't want to just give it for free. See, back before OnlyFans really popped, people were doing all of that for free on Instagram. All the bikini shots, the booty shots, the this, the videos, da da da, all of that. No. If you want to see that from me, you're going to have to pay for that, honey. So I decided to open up an OnlyFans right when the pandemic hit. And I was like, okay, businesswoman, let's figure this out. My first month was golden. It was like, oh, okay, so this is what I've been missing. Whoa, wait a minute. And as long as I spoke to my mother, I was like, Mom, this is what I'm about to do. If I know it's not what you really, really want me to do, but listen, I have very expensive taste. I have, excuse me, not even taste, habits. I'm like, we're gonna have to do this, 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 this. I got this house I want to pay off. If you're okay with this, I'm gonna do it. And she's like, okay, well, what you gonna be doing on this? I'm like, I'm like, don't worry about it, Ma. Just know I'm not gonna be doing anything with any guys unless it's my man, or any girls unless it's my girl, and that's just that. And she was like, okay, Charisse. All right, just try not to have your face in anything that's too crazy. I was like, all right, Ma, I got you. Don't
All
worry.
right, well.
So once she gave me the
Not
green
that
light,
bad.
oh
You're like, it's go
boy,
time.
it was go time. I started off with lingerie, playing pool, cooking, and undies, all kinds of stuff I was doing on there. It was fun. It still is fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that the world is kind of opening back up, I haven't been on there as much, like, live. I used to go live like every day on there.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to go live because I really don't got the time.
Yeah.
I did it for my pastime, and now I'm just trying to find now what's the next phase. See, with me,
That's kind of why we're on doing this show.
yeah. With
Kind of
me,
exactly. Because
I
I
get
feel like I'm
bored. I get
ready.
bored quickly. I get bored, and that's
Yes.
why I have so many titles under my name because I love to do different things and I love to push the envelope and say, if someone says to me, "You can't do this," oh, honey, I'm gonna show you how I can. I
Hmm.
find ways to do it. You know, a girlfriend of mine was big in crypto like back when it first started, and she was telling me about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't understand it. And one thing about me with stocks and crypto, if I don't understand, I don't like getting involved until I really learn.
Really get it.
So the pandemic hit. I invested in crypto only because I didn't have to do nothing but just put the money and let it sit. But the
Right.
stocks, I just couldn't understand. I'm like, man, I don't know shit about these companies. What to do, when to pull out, when to. So the beginning of the pandemic, also outside of OnlyFans, I learned about stocks. I started reading books. I started watching seminars. I started
I
Googling things
seen
on
on your stories
YouTube
just coming up. She's posting, made this much today, this much. I'm like, okay,
to
girl, let
where
me
I
see
taught
it.
myself.
Yes.
I taught myself how to invest in the stock market and the differences between swing trading, day trading, long-term trading, all these things that I would have never thought I would do. Why? Because a friend of mine was like, if you don't get it, don't worry about it. Just do something else. I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, oh yeah? Okay. So I had the time and I learned. As long as I got the time to do something, I'm gonna do it. So I tell you this, Gina, because you're my girl, and you're like, man, you know, you're doing all this stuff, and I'm so, you know, I'm motivated by you. Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. Because you know why? We got YouTube, we've got Google, and we've
Right.
got a library. You can
Hmm.
learn to do
I
it.
told myself, like, I even said it on the last episode. I was like, this is gonna be good because I'm gonna make it good.
That's it.
And it's true.
And
It's so
you
true. You
make
just
it.
have to
You
keep
make it.
applying.
Even if
Right.
you mess up, even if I just fumbled
Oh,
on
I
some
mess
words, you
up
know
all the
what?
time.
You know what? That's what makes this show so
Yep.
real. It
Hmm.
can't be
I'll say stuff
perfect.
completely
Look, my
backwards
nip
and just
slipped
whatever.
just slipped out just now. That's
That's
not
perfect
perfect.
to me. But okay, I guess, we might get shut down.
Nah.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll start
No,
over.
I
It
don't.
wouldn't be the first time. People are always trying to shut my
Well, I don't
shit
think
down.
it
I'm
should.
not going anywhere,
Well,
people.
wait. I think the mic like was
Yeah, it does.
perfectly placed
It
to where
definitely
it
does.
didn't show. You know, you could just see like the areola, like the imprint right there. Y'all see that? Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm just saying.
Love an imprint.
So yeah, so let's
You
see.
know, some people.
What else I didn't talk to you about? So yeah,
People message me and they say, "Do you ever wear a bra?"
hell no, hell no. For
And
one,
then when I do,
your
they're like, "Did
titties
you
are
get
like
your
the
boobs
perfect size.
done?"
It's perfect size, so you don't really need one.
Oh my
And me, I
god.
paid way too much money for these to have to
To
wear a
have
bra.
to, right?
So
Hmm.
they stay up because I paid
They're
for them to
happy.
stay up.
Because they're happy. Stay up.
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick 5 and make sure that you guys follow both of us, subscribe to the channel, go check out my body rocker, and we will be right back. Sharing is caring, and the best way to help the show be successful. Be right back.
Mwah.
And we're back. All right, so Charisse, let's hear about your music career. I've heard that you've worked, well, not heard, I know that you've worked with Neyo and French Montana. Like, that's fucking dope. What was that like?
Thank you.
How'd that happen? Like, I mean, probably walked. I'm pretty sure you were walking in front of one of them, and that's probably how that collaboration happened. But I'm just guessing.
Mm. Well, it's funny, right? I can tell you when I first met Neo, I didn't even know who he was at
Hmm.
the time, or not that I who he was, that it was him.
But it was, yeah.
Right. I was out at a nightclub. I don't know if it was in New York. This was years ago, right? And he didn't have his hat on. So this is when he was known for just wearing his hat all the time. So he didn't have his hat on, and it was just him. His table was here, my table was there. We're sitting next to each other in the same club.
That's such
And
a Gina thing to
I
do.
right. So I get he like says something to me. Hey, how are you? You look beautiful. I was like, oh, thanks so much. Cool. Right. And then I get up to go walk to the bathroom, And my friend was like, do you know that was Neyo? I'm like, what? No way. Right? So
Oh my
then
gosh.
as I'm leaving the bathroom, I guess he was leaving the club. I think it was like one of those things.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, my bad. I didn't know it was you. I just want to let you know I'm in the music business. I really respect your talent, and you're such a lyrical genius. He's like, oh really? What kind of music you doing? I told him, I'm like, I'm right now I'm studying classical music. I go to Manhattan School of Music, da 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 da. He was like, wow, you should come to the studio sometime. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm going to the studio now. What you want to come? I was like, I can't come tonight, but if you're here tomorrow, I can totally pass by tomorrow. Cause I ain't going to the studio by myself. I don't know. Yeah, I know he's Neyo and all that, but hello,
But
let's keep it professional.
yeah.
So, long story short, from that moment, I met him. I studied with him for like 4 years. I learned my writing skills from him.
Wow.
I
didn't know it
basically
was deep like
slept.
that.
I slept in the
Damn.
studio. There's times where I had to teach myself to stay up because this man would work from say 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I just
Right.
couldn't do. I wasn't built that way. With classical music, we sing dead people's music. Like we don't create. I just sing what was like already existing back
Oh
in the
my
Gregorian
God.
chant days. So I had to learn. Okay, this is the process.
Yeah.
So I'll go
Now,
sleep, wake up, a whole beat's made, and then he's there making the song, recording it, and then I would say that's perfect, and he'd be like, "No, I gotta do it again. It's not perfect." I was like, "What?" He was such a perfectionist to where I learned to be that as well. To where I would wait before I have anybody mix and engineer it. I like the way it is dry, and the
okay.
terminology dry means no reverb, no nothing added to the voice.
Understood. Okay.
And yeah, so I learned a lot of that from him. And one day he kept his word and said, Charisse, I'm gonna get you on one of my songs. I'm gonna write something that has great meaning and that, you that actually represents you. And it was a song called Integrity. He's like, you're such a woman of integrity. And when I first met you,
So
you've
true.
held that down. And I just, I feel like this is the perfect song to get you on. So that was my amazing feature with
So lit.
Neyo.
Now,
And
let me ask you, pop opera. That's the first that I've ever heard of it. Are you the one that created it? Pretty much, right?
in a
We're
sense,
gonna. I
yes,
feel like
I
kind
put my
of.
stamp on it for
Yeah,
sure,
I kind of feel like that's like a you thing.
It definitely
Literally, right?
was. It definitely was. Because you
Yeah.
know why? When I would, in my school, I stood out. I'm the
Right.
classical girl that's black one.
Mhm.
I dressed like this all the time.
Yep.
Like I always, my mom being in the fashion business, like I was always dressed.
Right.
I hung out with the jazz division. Like when I'm not working, I would be hanging out with the jazz people.
Mhm.
So it was just like I was like, okay. And when I would go to auditions, they would change my roles. So I would audition, send my tape. They would give me the role, but then when they see me, they're like, "We thought you looked different." Could you imagine that? Like I worked so hard,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you're too young for this role," because my voice was so big, and they thought I was either older or just looked
Yeah.
different. So I was like, you know what? I got to do something that actually represents me,
Mhm.
represents my culture, represents the people that would listen to me.
Right.
So I created this whole genre called pop opera where I mix the two music together to try to figure out a way to make it cool.
Right.
And I'm still developing. Every day I evolve into
Yeah.
this pop opera artist. Some days you'll hear more pop on a record, some days you'll hear more opera on a record. And it all depends on the vibe of the beat and what really would work with what's out there in the music business. So
Right.
right now, I haven't put out a record in 2 years because there's nothing positive out right now. Everybody
Right.
wants twerking records, rapping records, Cardi B type records, to where if I
Yeah.
was to drop an empowerment record, it would not go anywhere. I would make, very little money. And I'm sorry, I'm a
It's a lot
businesswoman
of
too. I
work.
do this for the
Yeah. And it's
passion
a lot of work.
and I don't do it just to just do it. See,
Right.
some people just do
I
things just
believe
to
in
do
you.
it.
I know you could do it
I
though.
do things with a purpose
Do it.
and it has to make sense. You know, like I dropped Champion when I felt like it was that time where we all needed that motivation that we
The
are all
uplift.
champions.
Yeah.
It was uplifting and
Your
we
you
were
would not think like your voice is like powerful. Like I
thank you.
understand when you say people would think you'd sound older. Like,
Hmm.
oh my God, your voice is
Thank
like you
you.
wouldn't think coming from you. Yes, let's hear it. heavenly. I mean, it's heavenly.
I had to move away from the mic. I was like, hold up, I can move it here.
Literally excited.
So yeah, so that's how that came about. I decided to just do something that fit me. And like I said, every day it evolves. Every day I find something that inspires me to make and create the music that I do. I don't do music. I don't do just for the value. I do it for the passion. I feel like that makes it even more valuable, is doing it for the right reasons. I make money in my other businesses to where I can choose to just do this to really inspire, motivate. And I feel like my voice was made for that. My voice was to inspire others. And whether I do it through my voice or through my philanthropy, I'd rather do that. I used to go to colleges and speak to kids and even elementary schools and talk to the kids about music and how I started. And, a kid like me can get into the classical world, with a mom that had, nothing but us,
Yeah.
And there's a lot
How
of...
many is us? The two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have three of us total.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So, it's just something that you got to let kids know that they can do it too. And all it takes is just a good teacher to push them, because it was this teacher that was like, they saw it in me, and if you don't have the right people around you to push you to do things that you would never think you would do, who would have thought that I would go into the opera world?
Yep.
That one day changed my life in high school.
Talk about that day. Let's hear it.
Oh,
I want to hear about it.
Okay. So I was kind of like a teacher's pet.
What a shocker. What a shocker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
She's the teacher pet.
I was totally a
and
teacher's
I'm
pet.
the one in detention. So that's why I'm getting off to a late start, but it's fine. I'm learning.
It's all good. Being with a Caribbean mother, she was like, you're either going to be a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, one of those things. Music, modeling, forget about it. She was like, She tried to be so overprotective. So I was headfirst in my books, but I always loved music, acting, the dance teams. So my extracurricular was chorus, choir. In our school, that we would have to go and transform the rooms to different rooms like that. Maybe that room was an English class and then it turns into the choir class. So I would go, instead of hanging in the hallways,
I could see.
I would go and help the teacher fix the chairs.
You were really so freaking cute.
Yeah, shut up.
I know you were so cute.
So as I'm fixing the chairs on his boombox, he's playing Poor Wandering One from Pirates of Penzance. It's like a very hard coloratura song to sing. Coloratura is like the highest soprano. They sing the highest notes.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, I started singing along to the song like I knew it. It was like God sent, like the Lord just said, boop, this is your life's about to change right here. He stops and he's like, oh my God. He's like, can you do that again? I was like, yeah, but you got to play it. I was like, I can't just do it by heart. So he puts it on and he has me do it. He's like, wow. He's like, you just hit those notes perfect. Like, that's not an easy piece to just do just off of just hearing it one time. He's like, can I introduce you to somebody? After school, he takes me to do a voice lesson with a woman named Anita Darian. She was a well-known Armenian opera singer. She lived in Long Beach. And I was like, okay, but how am I going to get back home? He's like, don't worry, I'll put you on the Long Island Railroad, because I lived in Queens. I have a voice lesson with her. She's about 70-something at the time. And I did my lesson, and she's like, I want to train you. Just like that, I want to train you, right? Because she's like, you've never had training, and your voice is... Mwah. She was like, it was so animated. It was amazing, right? But I was like, man, but how am I going to do this? My mom's never going to go for this. She's never going to pay for this. There's no way. I was like, I don't know. I can't afford it. She's like, out of principle, give me $1. I was like, what? Okay. But then I was like, shit, how am I going to get here? You're all the way in Long Beach. And just so happened, my vocal coach, which was my choir director at the time, he turned into my vocal coach. He lived in Long Beach. So he's like, I will drive you every time to your training and then put you on the railroad back home, and I'll pay for it so your mom doesn't have to. I was like, what? So I was like his prodigy.
Yeah.
And because of him making that step to see and push me, because he saw something, it made me be where I am today, in a sense.
Right.
I would have never thought I would take classical classes,
Right.
audition for the top music schools in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
For
that's why
sure.
I feel like it's so important for me to go back now and be that push for other kids that
Right.
may aspire to do the same thing that I did.
Right.
So it's so important to pay it forward. Go back and talk to the kids. Yeah, we can be cool on IG and do this and da da da. But actually going down to the schools
It's different. Yeah.
and being there and letting them see you in the flesh is completely different. So
Now,
yeah.
do you still talk to him? Is he still living?
Yes.
How's that? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Kaplan. I always call him Mr. Kaplan. You know, I would never just call him by his first name anymore. I last time I spoke to him was about a year ago, and
Yeah.
he was updating me about his family. You know, he has beautiful kids now. It's nice.
It's cool to have like that forever person. That's not
Absolutely.
your family, but is your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. I love that.
So that's a little bit about me. Everything else, you'll have to read it in my book. I'm going to be coming out with a book soon. So
Mhm.
be sure to go to CharisseMills.com, and I'm sure it'll have you updated with everything that I'm dropping. You know, I have a new single. I'm not sure when I'm going to drop it yet. I'm just a feeling, you know, being an independent artist, I could just press go and put it out when I want. I don't got to follow no rules. That's
Yeah,
what I love
that is
about being
nice.
my own
Uh-huh.
boss. I just do what I
Literally.
want, when I want, how I want it.
Uh-huh. Now, what about, so you're leaving tomorrow?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Shh. I am on a new TV show. It's a
Mm.
dating show. That's all I can tell you.
Mm-mm.
And
Maybe you'll find true love.
listen, if not, I'm gonna kick him to the curb and have my own show. Okay, cause shit.
You deserve your own show. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah. So I'm going to LA tomorrow, and I start filming next week for this new TV show in LA. So look for me on your screen soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. I
You're
really
welcome,
appreciate
babe.
it. Got it. So we have Charisse Mills, celebrity, actress, singer. The whole list goes down. I am like so freaking thankful that you came on the show. It's so freaking cool, you guys. I mean, literally, I have my girlfriend here that's like legit as fuck. I'm here, legit as fuck. Juan, you're here too. You're legit as fuck. But
Word of the
literally-
day, legit as fuck.
But yes, make sure that you definitely go to CharisseMills.com. She has a lot of really cool stuff going on. And follow me, follow the show, subscribe, like, share. Make sure that you comment as well. And WGS20 at mybodyrocker.com.
Did you really have to think about that?
The letters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
WGS.
Whole Gina Show.
I know,
Duh.
but you know who I am. Hello. I got a lot of things going on here. Okay, give me a break. I did get it though. So,
I'm
oh jeez, look at how you smoke that, dude. You're so funny. You're such a vibe. Can you do that again? Oh. Oh, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome, darling. Until next time.
Until next time. Oh my goodness.